Mr. Haley, would you give me your full name and DOC number, please?
My name is Hernando Haley, and my DOC number is 368574.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Haley, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, then we're going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow those persons who wish to speak to have their say. It's my understanding your sister is on the line. I don't know if she's there or on Zoom. I think maybe she's on Zoom. I think I see her on the screen. Miss Rashida Clay, she is going to be speaking. Mr. Tomlinson, Lieutenant Tomlinson, I believe, who just introduced himself, wishes to speak. Deputy Malkowitz wishes to speak, and I think the warden is going to come on at some point and speak. Ms. Cameron, would you make an appearance for the record, please?
Yes, sir. Jennifer Cameron on behalf of Mr. Cortez Haley.
Okay. At the end of the hearing, Mr. Haley, you'll have an opportunity to say whatever you'd like to say to the board, and then your lawyer will close out with any comments she wishes to make to us, then we'll vote. Do you understand our process?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the matter of Hernando C. Haley, DOC number 368574, date of birth September the 5th of 1978. He is a second-class felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of September the 5th of 2023, an adjusted good time date of May the 1st of 2032, and a full term date of July 15th of 2032. He is serving a 30-year sentence on the charge of aggravated burglary, having been adjudicated a habitual offender. Mr. Haley, is that information basically correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Mr. Haley, your case has been assigned to Ms. Pearl Wise, which means she will begin our interview process by asking you a few questions. Would you please answer any questions she might have?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good, good. You should be. All we here to do is talk about you. It's all about you today.
Yes, ma'am.
Call out for the record how long you've been in jail on this 30-year sentence.
20 years.
20 years. How old are you today?
I'm 44 years old today.
44 years old today. How much education do you have?
I've actually completed up until the 11th grade, but since I've been incarcerated, I've gotten my GED, and I have a vocational trade in computers.
Okay, a vocational trade in computers. Great. All right, that's good to hear. Off the top, did you happen to get a copy of the letter that was written by the lady that you witnessed spoke at her meeting? Did you get a copy of that letter? We did, and I'm going to ask the staff to make sure that you get a copy of it because it was quite meaningful. You spoke at a group and you shared your testimony, you remember?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did you get a copy of the letter that she sent in?
No, I didn't get a copy.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the staff to make sure you that you get a copy of it. Apparently, you were very, very impactful. Her name was Miss Doris Forsythe of Pauline, Louisiana.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, you on July 25th of 23. She said you spoke. You spoke to some adult parents and grandparents, you know,
yeah.
and you shared your story, and you emphasized about choice, what you choose to do. And you kept emphasizing do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the kind of things that you said. And she said that you were just very impactful. And I just wanted to make sure you get a copy of that because I think you really made an impact.
Yes.
Made an impact on that group. Was that the first time you had done a presentation like that?
No, actually not. I actually work with more kids in the Winfield, in the northern Winfield area. I had been blessed with the opportunity because of my access to working different programs, self-help programs and things of that nature. And it opened doors for me to be able to work with kids before.
Good. Now call out for the record some of the programs you have had a chance to take.
Anger management, stress management, victim awareness, visionaries in progress, living in balance, and also the reentry
Okay. Reentry program. Okay. So what was going on in your life? Let's go back 20 years ago.
Okay.
What was going on in your life when y'all decided to go break in these people's house? Whose idea was it?
To be honest, we have become a product of our environment, and there's no excuse for it. And it's embarrassing right now for me to talk about it because some consequences have longer. We was not doing any thinking. And
Okay. Well, whose idea was it? I mean, why was that house? Why was it that house? Who idea was, who had some connections to that family?
My brother Marcus picked a home at random, and because I am the oldest, so I have to take full responsibility for that because out of those other two defendants, I'm the oldest. And so I should have been the one to say, hey, but because I was sick as well, I was no better than them. So I loaned my car and I was in that same car and I was at the Wilburns home as well.
Okay.
Even though I was keeping watch, I'm just as guilty as if I went in the home because I received a lot of those stolen things on the back seat of that car with me, as some of them went in the trunk. So that makes me just as guilty. I was sick with a criminal behavior just as well as them. At that
I thank you for answering my question. Thank you for answering so honestly. So was drugs involved, drug use involved, or was it just monetary gain?
It was just monetary gain, was no drugs and nothing like that involved.
Y'all wasn't using drugs. Nobody was using in the car.
Just
y'all
making
clean and sober, and y'all just thought this was an idea to get money.
People not wasn't thinking as rational human beings, couldn't foot it, wasn't able to pay bills, trying to get cars fixed and stuff like that, not thinking like a rational human being, a civil human being would, manning up to make the cut, to find a righteous way to do it at that particular time. And so just really doing what we're seeing other people doing in the environment, thinking that, hey, this is normal, but that's not normal.
And so so you already, like you said, in the environment, so you knew where you could take the stolen goods to it and get cash for in your community. You knew the buyers and the sellers and all that.
Yes.
Well acquainted with that lifestyle. Okay.
Yes,
I do want to inform you, as a part of this process, probation parole did reach out to the victim and they were successful in reaching the homeowner, and she had no comments. And that's good. She's not for you, but nor is she against you. She just had no comments and just wanted you to stay away from her house and her life. And I'm sure that's not going to be a problem.
No.
So I just want you to know your victim is not opposed. I just want to put that on the record. Now, you do have law enforcement opposition. And some of the opposition with the law enforcement is per their policy. It's just their practice that if you're a habitual offender, they are opposed to early release. I just wanted to state that also for the record. The records show that you're the father of one child. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the age of your child?
I think he's about 24. So
what kind of relationship do you have with your child?
Every now and then I get to see him, but I don't really allow him to see me in this position because I want him to see me as I want him to see me in action, being a better father rather than seeing me behind these walls. I don't feel like it's fair to him. I need to be able to show him better than what I've already shown him, which has not been good already from my past.
Because he was like 4 years old when you went to jail.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that. Do you had any classes on partnering and parenting or inside out dad? You've had that?
Active parenting.
Okay.
I got that in there too.
Yeah, but you think you're practicing active parenting with that stance?
Well, I didn't want to actually do it like that. And once I got involved in active parenting, and I also took it again while I was in the JCs.
Mm-hmm.
And so my child's mother, she wasn't willing, or she didn't really want him to be on this side. So I kind of wanted to respect her wishes because I still allow myself to be in this position. So I wanted to kind of respect her wishes and not tug of war.
That's fine. Well, that's a different answer then. If it's not your choice, it's her choice. That's a different answer. Because the research is the opposite. Any contact with the parent is beneficial to the child. That's what the research shows. But again, like you said, she's a mother. And he's an adult now, so he'll have an opportunity to choose for himself what kind of relationship he want to have with his father. And it may be such that you know, you might be helping other people with their kids while someone else is helping your child. It may be the way it works out. So if you're successful today, where would you live and how would you support yourself?
Well, I will be living in Waco, Georgia, with my spouse Cameron Jones, and
With
I
who?
will,
Your spouse?
my spouse,
Okay.
and I will be working for the Swift, which is a trucking company. They're gonna send me to school in which I've already been studying for them. I'll be working for Swift, going to school to get my CDL and get my endorsements on the combinations, doubles and triples, and metal coil. And I'll probably be going to school for a month, and then I'll be on the contract for them for like a year, maybe 2 years.
Okay. I didn't see where you were married. When did you get married?
We are not married, but we're engaged, and we've been together for about 20 years now.
I'm not sure that's going to pass the muster for compact, but you have to be related. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. I have my sister.
Okay.
And I have home because my mom left us with a place to stay before she passed away fighting cancer. So
I'm sorry to hear your loss. I'm so sorry to hear about that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you do have a residence in Louisiana until that one accepted. Yeah, because that's one of the compact rules. Okay. That's all I had, Jim. Thank you for answering my question.
Is the warden on the line? Did we ever get the warden?
Okay.
Warden, what can you tell us about Mr. Haley? Losing?
He's unmuted his mic.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm having a little video connection. You can't see me, but I did hear your question that was posed. Mr. Haley, since he's been in custody with me, been a model inmate. We have used him for numerous amount of things, whether it's to speaking to youth. He is one that I know is real reliable when I call on him in reference to working or anything. He's currently at our mechanic shop and helping do over there. But, you know, I see many inmates that give me problem and grief because I guess, you know, when using them as trustees, free labor, but he's always willing to do and try to do his best and making sure that, you know, he's not letting me down or the staff down in any way. So that's really in a nutshell with Mr. Haley, and I can say he is, I wish I had many more like him.
Good. Thank you, Warden. We appreciate your comments. Mr. Haley, I do have a question. I've reviewed your file and I've read the report from your lawyer, and they talk about an incident that apparently a fight that was going on. But I noticed the attachment to your lawyer's papers occurred in May, and there's a write-up in June of 17 of 2022 for fighting. What was that about? That doesn't look like that's the same incident.
No. The one from last year, a young man decided to spit in my face because I refused to bring in contraband, and that's not what I'm about. And my reflections to not being prepared, and they were seeing it on camera, it was written up as a fight because when he spit in my face, because I refused to bring in contraband on that issue.
All right. Okay. Now we'll hear from your sister, Miss Rashida Clay.
Yes, hi, hello.
Good morning still. Good morning, Ms. Clay. How are you? If you would please introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know about your brother.
My name is Rashida Clay, and I'm here to speak on behalf of my brother, Hernando Haley. What I would like for you guys to know about my brother, when my brother was incarcerated, he went as a young man, young, dumb, did not know where he was, did not understand the way of life and the laws, but as he been incarcerated and as he's been going through everything, he has grown into a wonderful man. He's not that young man anymore that cannot think for himself. He can think for himself. He'd be great to society. He's a wonderful person overall anyway. Many that meet him, they just love him. He has a great mindset. He knows what he want to do in life. He most definitely has learned from his mistakes, and we do as a family sincerely apologize for Hernando and Marcus' behavior as far as to the Wilsburg family, because he has learned from his mistakes. He has went through plenty of programs where he got his GED. So I'm proud of him for that. Congrats, because my brother wouldn't finish school. He wouldn't got trades to help him out in this world. And as one of his biggest supporter, I will continue to be his biggest supporter. I am in nursing school and clinicals. So, and my other sister, she's Warren for the I think it's for immigration. So, and his spouse or his significant other, he also is a doctor. So he has the support around him. We will be pushing him. We'll make sure that he puts his mind to it. Another thing, I know he wants to drive trucks, but he has been recommended a lot to speak to the younger generation, and that's something that he said he would like to do. And I would love to help him support that, because with his testimony, he can reach a lot of young men and show them the difference and show them that it is better and gooder things out there if you just abide by the law and do what you need to do. It is possible, but with that support system of him and everyone around him, we can help him reach out to more younger men and understand that it's a better life than doing the wrong thing.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We appreciate your comments.
Thank you, guys.
Now we'll hear from the other, a couple of staff members there, I think, that wanted to speak.
Yeah, whichever one wants to go first. No, just in front of the camera is fine. You can sit, whatever.
Good morning. If you would please introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know.
My name is Gordon Fenley. I'm a deputy here at the St. James Parish Sheriff's Office. I've been here about 18 years now. And my primary responsibility was I was over the fleet manager, vehicle maintenance, things like that. And the guy that's going to follow me is taking my position. I'm kind of working my way out. I've been knowing Mr. Haley for about almost a year now, I think, when he came to the shop as a trustee to assist us in our vehicle maintenance facility. And I've known him to be a very polite, very professional, a very kind person in my interactions with him. I find him to be very motivated. Once we trained him on his responsibilities as a trustee in our unit, you don't have to ask him to do anything. Okay, he knows what his responsibilities are, and he gets after it. It's been a very positive thing for us at the shop. I guess when it comes to trustees, I've seen quite a few move through our shop since I've been here. And I would think of him as like the yardstick to measure the other ones. That's how I view him. In his demeanor, in his interactions with the deputies, his interactions with us. It's a very busy facility. It can get stressful at times, but he keeps a very level head. I don't think much gets to him. He's very focused. He knows what he wants to achieve, what he wants to get, in his future, and he stays focused on that. Almost to the point, maybe call him like a happy warrior, I guess. In that, that's been my experience with him. Like I said, very, very positive. Nothing negative to speak of in my relationship with him as a trustee in our facility.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your comments. Very helpful for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Please introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know about Mr. Haley.
My name is Sergeant Cody Malkowitz. I'm over the fleet operations at St. James Sheriff's Office. I had Haley about, let's say, close to a year, right around there. Every time I've ever asked Haley to do anything, it's always he's gone beyond to what I've asked. And I don't ask for much, and he doesn't complain. He always looks forward. If he has a problem going on right now, he looks as the future. He doesn't live in the past. He lives in the moment and looks for the future. He's the best inmate I ever had as a trustee, like by far. This is the first time I've ever done something for anybody. And I was a patrol deputy before this, and I've been asked plenty of times to do parole hearings, and I've denied it. Because I didn't feel that way. But the short time I've had with Haley, I do feel that it was right to do for him. And I don't do it for much. And I believe for him, yes, I will speak for him. And my family knows who my trustee is, and I talk about him. I help him out when he's over here. He washes cars. Best car washer I ever seen. I'll tell you that much. And nobody, you can't pay for that. But
it sounds like you might not want him to leave.
See, honestly, yeah, but I don't. I'd rather have him have a life. I really do. I believe his life is more important. He's very, very knowledgeable. He does want to learn, and he's been learning from me about forklifts and stuff like that, because he's got to do that whenever that happens. He's got to learn how to do a forklift and properly load up stuff. I've been teaching him that, and he's eager to learn. I don't have a single complaint. He's never raised his voice. Very calm, talks about God, and I believe I'll speak for this gentleman right here. And if I see him on the street, I'll shake his hand with my family by him.
All right.
Well, thank you very much for your comments. They're very helpful for us. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Haley. Is there anything you'd like to say before we turn it over to Ms. Cameron?
I just want to say it's embarrassing being at the person that I am now, but most importantly, I apologize to the Wilburns family. They didn't deserve this. They deserve to know the truth, and they didn't deserve this. I don't know the sacrifices that people might have had to make between paying their water bill and between paying their electric, and someone comes in and violates your privacy. I understand that now. I won't want that for my little sister. I won't want that for me. So I'm here today to take accountability for my actions. This ain't just a board meeting for me today. I understand I messed up, and I don't get to say how long my punishment can carry on or whatnot. I gave that up. Yes, I'm working to be a better person, to become the change, but I understand that this is a constant thing. This is not an overnight. I have to continue to show this. I have to continue to live these classes that I went through. I got to continue to be the change. And I'm praying to God that this board has mercy, and also the Wilburns have mercy, just like St. James Parish and most of the people here has given me an opportunity that I can give my family. I can give even just showing the Wilburns them or any society that I can be a change. I can't speak for everyone that comes through these walls will come out the same way. But I want to continue to do my best to show that I can be the exception.
Good. Thank you very much, Mr. Haley. Ms. Cameron, you want to wrap it up for us?
Yes, sir. I really don't think there's much more that I need to say. I think y'all gotten some great feedback from the people who interact with Mr. Haley every single day. I did want to make sure, I know he mentioned that he has a lake house. That lake house is in Shreveport, just where his family is. So I wanted to make sure the board knew that. I also, as I told the board, have a letter here from an additional supervisor. He's the Uniform Patrol Division Commander, who echoes what the other men have already said about Mr. Haley. He did note here as well that he's had a 20-year career, and this is the first time he's ever spoken on behalf of an inmate as well. We just ask that the board give Mr. Haley the opportunity to show the world that he is a different person and grant him parole today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Panel ready to vote?
Yes.
Swaz?
Mr. Haley, I went to a conference a few years ago, and it's one of the things that the conference said, that you've done a great harm, and you recognize that. You've healed yourself, and you've been helping others. And that's all we can ask. With your testimony and what you've done with the staff there, that's all I can ask. So my vote is to grant because of the positive warden comments, the staff comments, the family support. You had one write-up in 20 years, and you got a good transition plan. I don't know how it's all going to pan out, but you're going to have an approved residence by PNP. And so they'll work with you on getting that worked out. Special conditions for me is to perform community service hours of 3 hours a month to begin 6 months after release. And I would like for you to enroll in general counseling. As you pour out to others, you need to be poured back into. So just general counseling with somebody for the period of time that you think is appropriate, somewhere where you can share, and lay some of your burdens down individually. But that is my vote, and I'm just one vote. Best wishes to you.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Mr. Freeman?
Mr. Haley, I concur with Ms. Wise. I think you're doing excellent. I see you've already submitted your interstate compact to Georgia. I was trying to check on it on my phone right now to see if it's been granted. But if not, you can go stay at that lake house, right? Correct? Until you get stuff straight with Georgia. Now, if your certificate says Georgia, report to Georgia, that means it's already been approved. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Mr. Haley, you've done well. You've had a lot of good comments today made on your behalf. They didn't do them lightly. Each of them have said they don't normally talk about people like that. So you've done a great job. So my vote likewise is the same. And I would prefer you to get to Georgia as quickly as you can, but if you can't, you'll go to Shreveport and you'll do that. So good luck to you. And condition would be do community service for 3 hours, 6 months after you're released and you get out, in general counsel, as long as your parole supervisor believes you continue to need it. So good luck to you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's the last one.
Okay, we'll close out at St. James Parish. Thank you very much for your help, Warden, and everyone else there.
All right, y'all have a good one.